Dallas, 24-year-old Lee H. Oswald was formally charged with the murder of President John F. Kennedy last night at 26 minutes past 11 Dallas time, and Oswald is now still in the city jail in downtown Dallas. For a late interview and report from there, we switch you now to City Hall downtown, where ABC's Bob Clark is standing by with an interview with Assistant Dallas Chief Stevenson.
This is Bob Clark, ABC at Dallas Police Headquarters. Deputy Chief M.W. Stevenson has been on duty here all night, helping to direct this investigation. Chief, can you tell us something about how Oswald spent the night here in his cell?
Well, as you know, shortly before midnight last night, charges of murder in connection with the death of the president was filed. He was then arraigned and was placed in his cell, and to my knowledge, he has had a restful night. We have had no trouble in the jail. We have had a security guard on him through the night.
There will presumably be further questioning of Oswald this morning.
Of course, as to what our further actions, our investigations will be at this time would be purely speculation. I don't know at what time we will question him or what part of our further investigations we will take up. That will be governed by the circumstances as they come up in the investigation.
Are there any other suspects in this case besides...
To my knowledge, at the present time, no.
We understand the murder weapon, the rifle that was found in the building where the shots were fired, has been sent to the FBI in Washington.
That is right.
Well, can you tell us whether there were any fingerprints found on that rifle?
To my knowledge, I don't know.
How about the
until we hear from the laboratory.
How about the empty shells that were found in the building? Have they also been sent to the FBI?
I believe they were.
There is no question at this point that this was the murder weapon.
Well, I wouldn't say that because we are not through with our test and our investigation. We're satisfied in our own mind that it was, but to say definitely we must complete our investigation and our tests.
Where is Oswald at this moment?
He is in the cell on the 4th floor of the city jail.
Has he had breakfast?
I believe he has. I believe they feed up there at about 8.
Can you tell us what activities are going on at the moment as far as investigation of the case goes?
No, sir, I cannot. I wouldn't be in a position to divulge information on that, on investigations that we have underway until we have completed it.
Could you say whether any new evidence has been uncovered, any evidence in addition to the murder weapon and the...
Not since we stopped last night when the case was filed. No additional evidence has come up to my knowledge since that time.
Chief, thank you very much. This is Bob Clark, ABC at Dallas Police Headquarters.
A bright yellow sun arose over the city of Dallas this morning, but it greeted a different Dallas than was yesterday morning. Yesterday morning, an air of anticipation hung over the city as both citizens in Dallas and Fort Worth were already at this hour yesterday morning crowding out to Love Field to greet the President of the United States and his wife as they were coming to Dallas from a stop in Fort Worth and a speech earlier in the day. Today it's somewhat different. The city is very quiet. The city is very hushed. People I met and talked to on my way down to the studio this morning were talking quietly about the events of yesterday and what happened. Also, we may report at this time that the latest report we have on Texas Governor John Connally from Parkland Hospital is that the governor is in satisfactory condition and that he has spent a very comfortable night, and the doctors are very well pleased with his prognostication at this time. Lee Oswald is an admitted pro-Castro man and has once lived in and has sought citizenship in Russia. He was charged last night here in Dallas at 11:26 with the murder of the late President John Fitzgerald Kennedy. Now we're going to show you some scenes of the press briefing and the press showing, a formal showing to the members of the press of the suspect after he had been charged with the murder of the late President Kennedy. This is in the assembly room at Dallas City Hall. Oswald being shown between the two detectives. He did say a few things. Mainly, I don't know, I didn't know anything about this until I got here. And of course, he has steadfastly denied any connection at all with the fatal shooting of the late president. Earlier in the night, you'll remember, he had been charged with the murder of a Dallas police officer. And then later last night, about a half an hour before midnight, he was formally charged with the murder of the late President Kennedy.